Hello dear students, welcome back to the YouTube channel of NIRS of class 7 science. Dear students, in the previous classes I have completed the lesson, the topic motion and time. Okay, so in today's class let us go for the solutions, that is exercise part of the lesson. Okay, so first question, let me start with that. Okay, question number 1. Classify the following motion along a straight line, circular or oscillatory motion. So here some of the motions have been given. So you have to classify them as oscillatory motion, circular motion or straight line motion. Okay, so let me read now. The first one is motion of your hands while running. Okay, see the motion of your hands while running. What is the kind of motion you will observe here? So the kind of motion you observe here is oscillatory motion. Means while we are running, the hands move to and fro. Means to and fro motion takes place of your hands and repeat their motion after a given interval of time. After a given interval of time, the motion of your to and fro motion of your hand repeats at a given interval of time. Okay, at equal interval of time. Hence it is an example for oscillatory motion. Second one is motion of a horse pulling a cart on a straight road. Okay, so this is what is the type of motion here? Yes, exactly, it is straight line motion or rectilinear motion. Okay, the horse is pulling a cart on a straight road, am I right or not? So hence it is having which kind of motion? It is having a motion along a straight line. The third one is motion of a child in a merry-go-round. Okay, it's a kind of game. So when you go for jatras and fairs, you will see the merry-go-round. Okay, so it will be moving and you will be made to sit there. Okay, so this is an example for circular motion. So here the child is sitting inside the merry-go-round, and it will have a circular motion. It will be rotating circular way. Okay, hence it's a circular motion. Next one is motion of a child on a seesaw. Okay, seesaw. Okay, so what kind of motion it is? Yes, exactly, it is oscillatory motion. So the child is sitting on a seesaw. Okay, the child which is on a seesaw goes up and down continuously. One side one child is sitting, another side another child is sitting. Okay, the up and down movement is taking interval at equal intervals of time. Okay, so the child goes up and down continuously. It means that seesaw oscillates up and down in an equal interval of time. Therefore it is a oscillatory motion. Next one is motion of the hammer of an electric bell. Okay, see all of you. So this is an oscillatory motion. What happens here is when an electric bell is worked on, the bell is works on the electric current. So the motion of the hammer repeated at equal interval of time. So hence it is an oscillatory motion where the hammer hits the electric bell at equal intervals of time, vibrate, and that bell vibrates rapidly. So it is oscillatory motion. Last one is motion of a train on a straight bridge. As the train is moving on a straight bridge, therefore it's a motion along a straight line. So next one is which of the following statements are not correct? Okay, so that you have to identify here. So first is let me read out them, then you can go for the answer. The basic unit of time is second. Okay, yes, it is correct. Okay, second is the SI unit of time. Yes, every object moves with a constant speed. Is it right? No, every object may not go in at a constant speed. Okay, it may go at any speed, right? So it is not correct. It is incorrect. Okay, distance between two cities are measured in kilometers. Am I right or not? Yes, it is right. The time period of a given pendulum is not constant. Yes, of course. The time period may change for different intervals of time. Okay, it may change for a different object. Okay, then the speed of train is expressed in meter per hour. No, it is in kilometers per hour. Okay, so this is the answer here. Next one is, yes, the speed of the train is measured either in kilometer per hour or in meter per second, not in meter per hour. Okay, either it can be measured in kilometer per hour or meter per second. And the time period of the pendulum, it may not be constant for particular pendulum. Okay, so the time period of the pendulum depends on the length of the thread which you take. Okay, hence it is constant for particular pendulum. Okay, so it's a wrong answer. Okay, so the distance between two cities can be very large usually, right? So since kilometer is a bigger unit to measure the distance between cities can be measured in kilometers. Okay, so that's why, so here what was given, the distance between two cities are measured in kilometers. Yes, it is correct only. Okay, yes. Next one, here they have given not correct, it's correct only. Yes, let's go for the problem questions. A simple pendulum takes 32 seconds to complete 20 oscillations. What is the time period of the pendulum? So here, in order to calculate the time period of the pendulum, so number of oscillations, you have to know what are the number of oscillations? 20. Okay, so total time taken to complete 20 oscillations is 32 seconds. Okay, so the total number of oscillations is 20. Okay, the total time taken to complete the 20 oscillations is 32 seconds. So what is the time period? Means the time taken to complete one oscillation, that is called as time period. So how do you calculate? The formula is total time taken divided by number of the number of oscillations divided by total time taken. So here they have given the wrong formula. Okay, first you have to write the number of oscillations, total time the total time taken to complete the oscillation divided by the number of oscillations, that is 32 divided by 20. If you divide, you will get 1.6 seconds. This is the time period of a simple pendulum. So next one is the distance between the two stations is 240 kilometer. Okay, the distance between two stations is 240 kilometers. A train takes 4 hours to cover this distance. One train takes 4 hours to cover the distance. So calculate the speed of the train. See, the distance between the two stations is 240 kilometer. Okay, so what is the time taken to cover that distance? 240 kilometer. That is the time taken is 4 hours. What is the speed of the train? So to calculate speed of the train, you have to divide the distance by time. So distance is 240 kilometer, time taken is 4 hours. So what is the speed? So the train has traveled with a speed of 60 kilometer per hour. Okay, so let's go for the question number 5 here. The odometer of the car reads 57,321 kilometer when the clock shows the time 8:30. Okay, what is the distance moved by the car if at 8:50 a.m. okay, after 20 minutes the odometer reading has changed to 57,336 kilometer? Calculate the speed of the car in kilometer per hour, minute, not per hour, kilometer per minute during this time, and express the same answer express the speed in kilometer per hour also. See, first let us make the data which is given here. The initial reading of the odometer of the car, okay, that is 57,321 kilometer. Final reading of the odometer of the car, that is 57,336 kilometer. Okay, so what is the distance covered by the car? Yes, so final reading minus initial reading, if you do it, you will get the distance covered by the car, that is 15 kilometer is the distance covered. Means the given car started at 8:30 a.m. and it stopped at 8:50 a.m. So what is the time taken by the car to cover the distance? That is 850 minus 830, that is 20 minutes. Means the distance covered by the car in 20 minutes is 15 kilometer. The time taken by the car is 20 minutes. So here what you need to find out? The speed of the car. So the speed is, the formula is to find the speed, distance by time. The distance is 15 kilometer, time taken is 20 minutes. Divide it. So what is the distance speed of the car? That is 0.75 kilometer per minute. Okay, now you need to convert in kilometer per hour. It is kilometer per minute is there, you have to convert it into kilometer per hour. So again, 60 minute equal to 1 hour, we know it already. That's why we have to convert the 20 minute into hours. So 20 minute equal to 1 by, out of 60, 1 hour means 1 hour means 60 minutes. 1 by 60 into 20 you do it. So that is 1/3 hour. Okay, time taken by the car is 1/3 in hours. 1/3 hours. So again express the speed in kilometer per hour. Distance covered is 15 kilometer, time taken is 1/3. So divide it. 15 divided by 1/3, that is 3 into it becomes 1/3 becomes into 3. So 15 3 is 45. So the speed of the car is 45 kilometer per hour. Okay, so now let's go for the question number 6. Still many more is there, so we shall go move it fast. Okay, so that is question number 6. The Salima takes 15 minutes from her house to reach her school on a bicycle. If the bicycle has a speed of 2 meter per second, calculate the distance between her house and the school. See, the time taken by the Salma to reach her school from her home is the distance what? 15 minutes. What is the distance time taken by her? 15 minutes. Convert into seconds. 15 into 60, that is 900 seconds. Am I right or not? Yes. The speed of the bicycle is 2 meter per second. Speed of the bicycle is 2 meter per second. So that's why speed equal to distance covered by time taken. So speed equal to distance covered by time taken. So distance covered is equal to you have to calculate the distance covered. That's why what you need to do, you have to multiply the speed with the time taken. That's why 2 into 900 is equal to speed is 2 meter per second into distance covered, time taken is 900 second. So 2 into 900, that is 1800 meter or 1000 meter. That is 1 kilometer. So therefore 1800 meter equal to 1 by 1000 means 1 kilometer means 1000 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. So you have to convert it into kilometer. That's why 1800 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 into 1800. That is, after cancelling, you will get 1.8 kilometer is the distance between the school and her home. Okay, so now question number 7. It's very easy. Look at it there. Shows the given diagram shows the shape of the distance time graph. Okay, for the motion in the following cases. A car moving with a constant speed. So you have to draw shape of the distance time graph to show that for the following cases. If a car is moving along a straight line motion with a constant speed, how do you show in the graph? Yes, what you need to do, the line, if the line is in a straight direction, then the graph shows it is the car is moving with a constant speed. So a car moving with a constant speed covers equal distance in equal intervals of time. So such kind of motion is of the car is represented by the given distance time graph. Always a car moving with a constant speed equal speed covers equal time in equal intervals of time. That's why it is shown through this diagram. And the second one is a car parked on a side road. Okay, it is parked at all. So the distance time graph of the car parked on the roadside is such that it with the increase in time. Okay, so increase in time it may show, but there is no change in its distance because it is not traveling. So its time is increasing, but distance is not increasing because it is the parked position. So therefore it is shown in the given figure like this. Okay, the line comes in this order parallel to the x-axis. So let's go for the next question, that is question number 8. What is the following relations? Which of the following relations is correct? Speed is equal to distance by time. Yes, correct. Speed is equal to time by distance. Is it correct? Wrong. Speed is equal to 1 by distance into time. Wrong. So the correct formula is speed of any object can be given by the relation speed equal to distance by time. So next question number 9. The basic unit of speed is, that is given here. See options: kilometer per minute, meter per minute, kilometer per hour, meter per second. So the unit of distance is meter and the basic unit of time is seconds. Therefore, so speed is equal to distance time by time. Therefore, the basic unit of the speed is meter per second. So dear students, let me continue the remaining part of the lesson in the next class. Thank you and have a nice day.